The following is a detailed and captivating rewrite of the provided story. Sound of eerie Halloween music begins softly, fading to background ambience. 7 years ago, on a chilling Halloween night, an unsettling event transpired, one that would forever alter my perception of the supernatural, however reluctantly. The clock neared midnight, casting the neighborhood in a deep hush. The streetlights flickered like distant, mocking eyes against the ink-black sky. Trick-or-treaters long since sought refuge from the biting autumn air, and even the neighbors across the way had ceased their playback of cheap Halloween sound effects. No more creaking doors or witch cackles disturbed the fragile quiet. Just me and my cousin, Q, huddled in the living room. Earlier that evening, my 4-year-old cousin had abandoned her treasured doll face down on the living room floor. It was one of those unnervingly realistic, baby-life dolls, with eyelids that fluttered closed and open. Q had loathed it from the moment it graced our home. She insisted it was creepy, a sentiment reinforced by her habit of hurling the thing down the rickety basement stairs. Though I found nothing inherently menacing about the doll, respecting Q's discomfort, I left it on the floor, assuming she'd reclaim it in the morning. For nearly half an hour, profound silence reigned in the house, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves outside the window. Then, a sound sliced through the stillness. It was a harsh, rasping, shuffling noise, as if an old man were struggling for breath just beyond our windowpane. I spun around, my eyes locking onto Q. She stared back, her expression vacant for a fleeting moment before settling into a skeptical frown. "Did you hear that?" I whispered, though the sound had been deafening. Q shrugged, her gaze drifting towards the window. "Probably the neighbor's tape again," she murmured, already returning her attention to the glowing screen of her laptop, fingers dancing across the keyboard. Yet, the sound lingered in the air like a lingering ghost. Silence returned, thick and heavy, punctuated only by the frantic beating of my own heart. Then, it came again, the rasping noise, louder this time, vibrating through the floorboards. It sounded deliberate, almost as if the unseen source were trying to form words, but only a choked, unintelligible sound emerged. Unable to contain my mounting unease, I rose from the sofa and cautiously peered through the blinds. The street was deserted, the night impenetrably dark. No figure lurked beneath the streetlights, no movement disturbed the stillness of the night. "There's no one out there," I murmured, turning back to Q. She didn't respond, her focus still entirely on the screen before her, though her jaw was set tight. Another minute passed, stretching into an eternity of waiting. Then, a new sound sliced through the quiet, not a shuffling, but a distinct whispering, loud enough to be heard over the rustle of the wind. It was the disjointed sound of voices, indistinct but undeniably human, one with a childlike timbre, the other possessing the soft, insidious quality of a woman's whisper. Q finally tore her gaze away from the computer, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and certainty. "It's the doll," she breathed, her voice barely audible. She was deeply superstitious, and her conviction only deepened my skepticism. "I don't believe in the paranormal," I stated firmly, my voice betraying a hint of unease. I leaned down, picked up the doll, and examined it closely. Its plastic eyes were shut, serene and unseeing. "It's fine," I said, half to myself, half to Q, "and anyway, it doesn't even have batteries. How could it be making sounds?" I carefully placed the doll back on the floor where I'd found it, expecting the whispers to cease. But they didn't. If anything, they grew louder, more distinct. The child's voice seemed to plead, while the woman's whispered words were obscured, yet chillingly chilling.